You need to watch this until the end, because the last scene is so intense. Wednesday, Season 2, official teaser trailer released by Netflix. It gives us a lot of details, and there are some things that we should notice. When we see Wednesday in the teaser, she's holding hands with Tyler. This might be a little bit confusing for people who haven't watched the first season yet, because Tyler was one of the main suspects of being the Hyde monster, but he ended up not being him. However, they might have something to do with the new mystery that we will face in Season 2, because in the teaser it says, "Never trust a bloodsucker." So maybe Tyler has something to do with this, or maybe someone else entirely. Wednesday looks like she's in trouble, like she's been caught by something or someone, and Tyler seems to be helping her get out of it. The second-to-last scene shows them running away from someone or something together, but who is this person and why are they after Wednesday? There is a new character, which is played by Hugh Wheat, which could be a new love interest for Wednesday or maybe even an enemy. There isn't really much to go off of because he doesn't appear in the teaser at all, but I think he looks very good. We also have some other new characters, which include a new principal. And when we see the teaser, it looks like this new principal is giving Wednesday some kind of warning. He says, "You are not safe here, Wednesday." So this must mean that whoever is coming after her is after her because they want her dead. Could this person even be connected to the school? That would make sense, because in Season 1 we found out that the school was founded by a group of outcasts, and maybe some of these outcasts still live on. It seems like the whole town knows about Wednesday now, which could bring more attention to her and make this person who wants her dead come after her. Also, if you remember at the end of Season 1, after Wednesday killed the killer, she got away, but her body was never found. So maybe this person who wants her dead is actually looking for her body. A lot of people were asking what happened to her dad, but the teaser confirms that he is still alive and locked up in the psychiatric hospital. But could he be the reason why Wednesday is in danger? Maybe he told someone that he had a daughter, and now someone is trying to kill her because of whatever his crime was. But I don't think this is true, because if you remember, at the end of Season 1, we saw that Morticia and Gomez were telling her mother about how Wednesday killed the killer, which means that they knew she killed him and didn't really seem to mind, which means that her father's crime wasn't necessarily related to this. Or maybe it is related, and her parents are just hiding it from her mother. Something interesting to notice is that the teaser starts with a flashback of Wednesday killing the killer. And then, right after, we see her waking up in a bed, and she has bandages on her hands. This could be a couple of different things, but my theory is that she had a nightmare about killing the killer, and woke up in her bed with her hands bandaged because of the fight that she had with Tyler in the first season. It wouldn't make sense for her to wake up in a random bed, though, unless she blacked out and Tyler brought her back home. But this also doesn't make much sense, because he would probably be with her the whole time. My guess is that she had a nightmare and woke up, and then we cut straight into her having a nightmare and then waking up. So the timeline is actually correct. Throughout the teaser, we can see multiple scenes of Wednesday getting attacked by this invisible force. The most recent scene shows Wednesday with a bloodied meat cleaver, and she looks scared. This implies that she knows who's coming for her, and she's preparing for a fight. It also seems like there's a new teacher in Nevermore Academy because we see her walking past classrooms and students. I'm curious to see how the dynamic between the students and teachers will change. Now that Wednesday is known throughout the town, I wonder if they will try to hide her from everyone else, or if they will let her roam free and just tell everyone that she's just a normal student. I doubt they'll be able to hide her, though, because if you remember at the end of Season 1, Eugene posted a video of her fighting against the killer. So I think everyone knows that she is a fighter, which makes me wonder if the teaser is even showing us flashbacks to Wednesday fighting this invisible creature. Because if you remember at the end of Season 1, we see Wednesday chasing after this creature, but she never catches up to it. So maybe she's finally cornered it and is about to finish it off. I think it's also important to mention that Wednesday is facing a bigger challenge now than she was in season 1, because now she's not only facing herself, but she's also trying to fit in with the other outcasts. She's actually trying to make friends, which is a complete 180 from season 1, where she didn't care about making friends. In fact, she tried to scare them away. Another thing that stood out to me was the new cinematography used in the teaser. There are a few scenes that show Wednesday in a wider shot, and this could imply that the show is trying to give off a more epic vibe for season 2. Because, let's be honest, season 1 was great, but it felt more like a normal teen show than anything super epic. Of course, the fact that it was on Netflix helped it grow a big audience. But overall, I didn't feel like the cinematography and directing was done in an epic way. This could be changing for season 2. Something else that stood out to me was the music. The song playing over the teaser is called "Paint It Black" by the Rolling Stones. This song is about war and death, which obviously fits the show perfectly, but it's also about pain and suffering. This could imply that season 2 will be full of twists and turns, and it wouldn't be easy for Wednesday to get through. There's a part in the teaser that shows Wednesday crying and holding her head. This could be a flashback to her previous visions, but maybe she's actually remembering a memory that she had forgotten about, like a memory of her parents before her father went crazy and killed those people in season 1. Another thing that stood out to me is that the teaser is completely different from the posters that were released earlier. If you look at the posters, they have a similar vibe to season 1, whereas the teaser looks more mature and serious. It looks like season 2 is going to be darker than season 1 and deal with more mature themes. I hope this doesn't take away from the fun factor of the show, but I think it could actually make it more exciting to see how they pull it off. Now, some of you might be wondering where I got the name for this video. Well, there is a part in the teaser where we see Wednesday covered in blood and standing next to a bloodied meat cleaver. Right behind her is a man covered in cobwebs. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of the movie Hereditary. In Hereditary, the main character is also covered in blood and stands over a bloodied meat cleaver, while her brother is behind her covered in cobwebs. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it because I put a lot of work into it. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.